Academic advising. Okay, if you ever watched the show Scandal, you'll understand that Olivia Pope, the main actress in Scandal, it's her primary responsibility to fix the problems of her clients. In academic advising, that's what they do. It's their primary job to help and assist the student so that they can matriculate and graduate and become successful in whatever career they choose. So I strongly suggest to meet your academic advisor, get to know him or her. My first job in higher education was serving as an academic advisor. So I can personally attest that they're very impactful if you have a good one and if you develop a good relationship with them. So what's the purpose of an academic advisor? Especially if my institution has technology that can tell me what classes I need to take every semester. And that's a legitimate question. But the purpose of an academic advisor is so much more than picking classes. An academic advisor is an individual that has been on campus for many years. They understand the culture of your institution. They understand the problems that you will go through. Every student has hurdles that they have to overcome throughout their 4 years on campus. And an academic advisor, since they kind of seen it all, they'll be able to help you. On top of that, they can help you with your educational plan, with your life goals. And if you're having issues with relationships, they're there for that too. So the academic advisor is the individual that you have that you can go to talk about just about anything. Their primary role is to help you and to ensure that you matriculate accordingly. Case in point, when I was an academic advisor, I had many students. And they would come to me to talk about just about anything. They would tell me about their relationships. They would tell me about the issues they're having at home, work issues, car trouble, the list goes on. So I had a rotation of students that would come and they would talk. And in some cases, I couldn't help them, especially if they're having financial issues or if the boyfriend and girlfriend thing is not working out. There's not too much I can do but give advice. However, the fact that they had someone to talk to get the issue off their chest, that was a step in the right direction. And if I could help them, I would. Or I would refer them to someone else that could better assist. However, everybody needs somebody. So an academic advisor is that person on campus where you can just go and let it all out, talk, and get sound advice from someone who's a little bit older and can help and assist. So it's always good to develop that relationship with your academic advisor. And if by chance you're not compatible with your academic advisor, which happens sometimes, you can find another academic advisor or someone on campus that's older that you can talk to and develop a professional relationship with. There are two types of advising that you may encounter on your campus. The first one is prescriptive advising, and the second one is proactive advising, formerly called intrusive advising. With prescriptive advising, what that is, you don't have a real sincere relationship with your academic advisor. You only go to him or her if you need something completed. For example, if you're trying to withdraw from a course and you need a signature, you will go to your advisor. Or if you're trying to change your major, for example, you will go to your advisor. But you don't have that meaningful relationship where you can talk to him or her about what's going on in your life. So it's pretty effective and efficient because you go in there, you get whatever you need done, and you walk out. But it's very impersonal. So what the trend has been in the last couple years is something called proactive advising, where the academic advisor and the student, they develop a meaningful relationship. So if you were to come into my office, I wouldn't just sign a piece of paper and send you on your way. We will talk, and we'll talk about what's going on. So how are your classes? Or tell me about dorm life. Do you like it here on campus? What are some things that are bothering you? Or even we could talk about the game. How do you feel about the Lakers? Do you think Kobe Bryant's coming back another year? We just have small talk and we develop a relationship. So over time, we have a bond. So if you really are going through something difficult or you need advice, you will feel comfortable talking to your academic advisor. Many institutions are adopting the proactive advising approach, and it's very effective. If you look at the data will tell you that student retention and matriculation increases for individuals that have a closer relationship with individuals on campus. So I really can't tell you what type of advising approach your institution is going to take, but nonetheless, I strongly encourage you to find an advisor and develop a strong relationship with that person. So The type of responsibilities that most academic advisors do consist of the following. Number one, they help you select a major. So during your freshman year and maybe sophomore, if you're taking more time, the academic advisor will kind of make sure that you're taking classes that are appropriate with your major. And if you're struggling to find a major, they'll lead you in the right direction so that you'll have a major and you can matriculate accordingly. Number two, if you want to change your major, if you come into the office and you're unsure about your future, you don't like your classes, or it's not what you thought it was, the academic advisor is the individual that kind of talks you through the process and find the majors that maybe aligns with what you're thinking that you want to do. Very important is something called an educational plan. It pretty much maps out your time at the institution. So the classes that you'll take from freshman year all the way to senior year. And also we incorporate other things like maybe an internship, or if you're interested in studying abroad, or even organizations that pertain to your academic major. So with the educational plan, it allows the student and the advisor to kind of see the classes and the direction that you should be going into. Students have the option to withdraw from classes, but keep in mind, this is not a get out of jail free card. The withdrawal process works as follows. If you feel like you're not going to do well in the course, you can withdraw from the course. At the end of the semester on your transcript, instead of a letter grade from A through F, you'll have a W on your transcript. And that will tell anyone that's looking at your transcript that you chose to withdraw from this class. It won't say why, but it'll say that you chose to withdraw from the class. And that's fine. Every now and then, it's okay to withdraw from a class. Something could have happened. Maybe you got into an auto accident, or maybe you had to go home for some reason and you couldn't do well in that course. It's okay. Life happens, and that's understandable. However, the withdrawal process shouldn't be abused. And in many cases, you're going to have to visit with your academic advisor before you withdraw to make sure that you're doing it for the right reasons. You shouldn't withdraw from a course because you don't feel like going anymore, or the class is too hard. Those aren't good reasons. And if you came into my office with that reason, I wouldn't sign off on it, because you have to struggle, you have to go through the process of learning the material so that hopefully you can do well. And on top of that, you paid for the class already. So there's nothing worse than paying for a course, $400 to $500, and you choose to withdraw. You get nothing from it at all. Not to mention you bought the book, so that's like another $100. So it's a complete waste of money. However, it is an option that you guys do have. Putting together a schedule is probably one of the most underrated responsibilities of an academic advisor, mainly because everybody thinks they know how to put together a schedule. Many times I look at some people's schedules and they may have an 8 o'clock class and then their next course doesn't begin until 3:30. So there's a large gap, 8 o'clock until 3:30. That's absolutely ridiculous. I would strongly recommend that students have their classes back to back to back. Or put a small break if you want to take a lunch break, or just a break in general. But to have a large gap like that, chances are students won't go to class because they may get consumed during that break. They may fall asleep, they may go to the gym, and they kind of forget, or they don't want to go to class, especially if it's cold or the weather is terrible. So I strongly recommend, and for my students, what I did was I will put together a schedule where the classes are relatively close to each other. So once they go home, they will be done for the day as far as academics are concerned. And finally, like we mentioned before, the academic advisor is very good with your personal issues. So if you're going through a difficult situation, whether it be your boyfriend or girlfriend, or family issues, financial issues, the list goes on, but the common ones are relationships. The academic advisor is a great person to go talk to and try to express yourself so he or she can give you some sound advice and guide you as to how to proceed. When should you visit your academic advisor? And there are quite a few answers to that question. For example, if you're having issues with your professor, say for example you guys are not getting along, or you can't understand him or her, or you're not getting the content after speaking to the professor, come talk to your academic advisor. He or she may give you some good advice as to how to proceed, or if they know the professor on a personal level, he or she may talk to the professor on your behalf. So feel free to bring those issues to your academic advisor. Next, and we kind of alluded to this prior, if you're going through a tough situation and you don't know who to speak to, your friends can't give you good advice, and you want an opinion of somebody else, talk to the academic advisor. They won't judge you, and it's their primary responsibility to help you. So if you're going through a difficult situation, chances are you're not focused on school. So that is an academic problem, and they are there to help. Also, very important, if you're having any questions regarding your major, your current classes, and future classes, the first thing you should do is talk to your academic advisor. That should be your first option because we want to make sure that you're taking the right classes and that you feel like you're in the right major. If not, that needs to be corrected immediately so you don't take classes you don't need. That's the worst mistake you can make because you're paying for courses and they won't count towards your curriculum whatsoever. That is not the situation that you want to be in. So if you're having any doubt, concerns, come talk to your academic advisor and they can help you get on the right track. And finally, if you're confused, if you need somebody to talk to, find your academic advisor. That's their job, and they will be more than happy to have a conversation with you to get you on the right track. So utilize that resource, guys. So to put things in perspective as to why students may talk to their academic advisor, I put together the 5 top reasons. Number 1 are your classes, whether they are the actual classes or the schedule. Number 2, your forms. And you're going to visit your academic advisor for his or her approval on a couple of forms. Like we mentioned before, withdrawal or change of major or transfer if you want to take classes at a community college for the summer. Number 3, major exploration. If you're happy with your major, then of course you won't be talking about that. But if you're concerned or you want to find more information about other majors, that's a great reason why you should go visit your academic advisor. Number 4, personal issues. And this is very important because, guys, you got to have an outlet. If you're going through a difficult situation, don't keep it inside. Find somebody to talk to that can give you some good and sound advice. And number 5 is a degree audit. And that won't apply to you guys now, but what a degree audit is, it's a summary of the classes you took and the classes that you need to take in order to graduate. So normally you'll have a degree audit done around your junior or early in your senior year. So, overall, the academic advisor is a resource for you guys on campus. I can't stress enough. Develop a relationship, visit your academic advisor, and I promise you it will pay off. You can't go through campus alone. You got to utilize your resources. There are other resources on campus besides the academic advisor. However, as a freshman, that's your number 1 go-to person, the academic advisor. So find that person and get to know him or her.